All right. Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, we give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kakadash. Double honor to the apostle of the great millstone that rule well. And salutation to the icon teaching is true of the folk on the earth, children city, love the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. And the very few sisters that listen as well, man. So this is a quick lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Just going into how the Lord is in control. He's in control. You can't, you got to get out of that mindset thinking that you have that YOLO spirit, that I can do it myself spirit, which don't get me wrong, we are physically is moving and this and that, because the Lord tell us that we don't, he don't give us license to sin. But we got to remember that the Lord is in control. The Lord is the one that's guiding us and pondering our steps and holding us up, man. Because you got to remember, the Lord don't want two-thirds of his people. The Lord said that he's going to destroy them off the face of the earth. So the righteous, the ones that's trying to get it right, the ones that's trying to do right in the sight of the Lord's eyes, hey, them the ones that he's holding up, carrying, and they putting in their spirit to do the right thing, man. To do the right thing. We literally are molding us to be better people, better men, a better nation. Because we knew good. Now on this side, we know evil. So now when we become the proper judges, we know how to judge good and evil, man. That's the reason why we are going through the things we're going through right now. And ultimately, it's because our punishment, our backsliding, our being whoredom to them other nations. But ultimately, because the Lord was in control with that. The Lord gave a lot of these people up to their reprobate spirit, that spirit that they desire. And that's the whole purpose. We have to rule our flesh. And we rule our flesh, what? Through the spirit. But the Lord is in control of that. The Lord in control of our spirit. The Lord in control of all things, man. And we have to remember that and do that, because the more we lean on ourselves, let's get that. This Proverbs 3, and it's just a classic scripture that we always bring out, man. 3 and 5. They say, trust in the Lord with all their heart and lean not into their own understanding. So don't lean into your own understanding. You got to trust in the Lord that he's going to guide you, put you in the right situations, even when you are going off, or when you fucked up, or you in a destitute, man. We get into them low points. Satan fuck with us, and sometimes it don't even feel like Satan fucking with us. It's just like we just make bad decisions. And we all been down this road. I'm been in this road for a little minute right now, man. But you gotta remember, even in those moments, you still gotta get up and call upon the Lord, because the Lord shall put these things on you. Now, if you reject the spirit, then it really truly shows what type of character you are. You are a reprobate, a nigga that's gonna get destroyed, man. Verse 6, it's saying, all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy path. So in all our ways, you gotta trust in the Lord. Trust the Lord that he's got you and he's guiding you into a better situation, a better place. Because if not, then it's gonna be terrible for you, man. It's literally gonna be terrible for you. Because these people think they're getting away with certain situations, and you're not. You're literally not. That's why the more you go into wickedness, the more and more you move farther away from the Lord, man. Let's keep going. Be not wise in their own eyes. Fear the Lord and depart from evil. So don't be wise thinking that you can take matters in your own hands, man. I know we get there and we feel like we in control, but the Lord humble us to let us know literally who is in control. He is, man. You have to realize that the more and more you realize that you get jacked up, and it don't feel good. Literally, it don't feel good. But you realize through the trials and errors how precious this truth really is. Because people don't realize, man, you could be doing anything on any part of the day, but making videos, going on the line, praying, fasting, or keeping the holy days, those things is making the step towards Yahweh, to his spirit. And that's what he want to show us. That's what he want to see. Hey, this Proverbs 21:1. The king's heart is in the hands of the Lord as the river of water. He turneth it whatsoever he will. That's why a king is set up through him. A king can fall, can basically can fall, and moreover is only set up by the Lord. Salaki, that's what I'm basically trying to say. When a king fall, it's set up by the Lord. When he say he bringing one up, he bringing one down and bringing one back up. Promotion is coming to the west and to the east. That's why ultimately the Lord is in control. That's why you must understand that you don't have no power. We don't have no power in this place. You don't have no control in this place. And if you think you do, you totally are you are destitute, man. You're gonna see how much that you don't have power. Jeremiah 10:23. It say, "Oh Lord, I know thy ways of man is not in him." See, even Jeremiah knew. See, King Solomon, read about it, man, how folly and terrible this flesh was. Paul spoke about it, man. So we know we go off. As human beings in this flesh, we know. That's why we must get to the kingdom of heaven. We not in the second covenant lands, but we are moving towards that second covenant. The covenant that we will never go off. We'll never have them laws to be in our inner parts. Right now, people don't keep the law. People don't care about the ways of Yahweh Shema Shai. They care about their self. They are self-willed. That's why they destined to be destroyed. You should not be like that. You should want the Lord to ponder your steps in the right way, man. And that's what it's about to say. It's Jeremiah 10:23. "O Lord, I know thy ways, and my man is not in him himself. It is not in man that walk to direct his steps." So we don't have no control. That's why when you go into, I love the precept, this precept with that's Sirach. It's Sirach, because you literally have to pray. That's the key. And I haven't been praying lately. I should pray more, because Paul said, pray without ceasing, man. But these things remind you of the things you must do. Get back into the habits that you created, because we sometimes fall short of those things, because we take matters in our own hands. It's Sirach 37:15. It say, "And above all that pray to the Most High, that he would direct thy way in truth." So you must pray for those things. Let the Lord guide you and show you the way, because if you don't, the Lord will ultimately destroy you. He will show you a delusion that you might believe a lie, so that you can be destroyed. And you don't want to be that way, man. This Ecclesiastes, this Sirach 18:3. "Who govern the world with the palm of his hand, and all things obey his will." See, everything obeys the will. Everything is correspond with the Lord, with what he got planned, his agenda. It ain't what you want and your agenda. It don't work like that. He wasn't created for us. We was created for him. And that's what people realize. When you read in the book of Romans, it tell you how people worship the creature more than the creator, because people forget the power. See, we know our power. Being in the spirit, we know who is in control. The Lord is. That's why it's no reason to doubt or to give into this flesh, which happens. It happens. But you get back into that spirit, man. It say, "For he is the king of all, by his power divine holy things among them from profane. All things but obey his will, man. Everything. You can't get out that jam. This Proverbs 20 and 24. A man's goings are of the Lord. How can a man then understand his own way? Because we don't understand half the things. Us as people, we believe that this life is living. Life is living. No, it's not living. It's not the correct way to live. The correct way to live is through Yahweh B'Shem Shai. We have to remind ourselves that this is not living. And if you enjoy this, Scripture tells you how that the men of the Lord hated their life even to death. So that don't sound joyous. That don't sound like we in control. That don't sound like that we gonna have fun here. But people love to party and bullshit. Scripture tell you how they will give into marriage, party, wedding, willock, all these things, man. And they especially do it on the Sabbath day, man. Sabbath day, man. But you have to realize that the Lord gave them into that reprobate spirit, reprobate mind. I tell you in that Romans, the 1st chapter. We not to be that way. We ought to trust in the Lord and let him guide and ponder our steps so that we can be the great men